Hi, this is Stephanie Hodgdon, and I'm here with the amazing Mix Master Mike. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's, now, I want to know how you got started. Now, let's kind of go back in time. We got little Mix Master Mike.
Wow.
A budding artist, right?
Yeah.
How did you discover vinyl?
Well, there was a group called the Sugar Hill Gang. They put out a 12-inch called Rapper's Delight. And I remember gathering up my piggy bank full of pennies.
Yeah.
And I went to the record store with 499 pennies and bought the record. And that was my first hip-hop record that I bought. And that was like the first rap record that I saw. I saw him on Soul Train. And from there, I was just like, I was inspired.
And you had a record player at home?
I did. I had my uncle's record player that I wasn't supposed to touch, but I touched anyway. Yeah.
Now, what about his record collection? What was that like? Your uncle's record collection?
My uncle's record collection was insane. I mean, from Parliament, Funkadelic, Bootsie's, Rubber Band. I mean, Zeppelin. It was like just a lot. It was extensive.
Yeah.
And, I learned a lot digging through his records and listening to him.
And so he let you use his record player and play his records?
Not then, but I mean,
maybe
but I bet now he would.
Yeah.
He let me use his record player.
Yeah. Have you ever sampled some of those first sounds that you heard on his record in some of your stuff?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Can you think of anything in particular that stands out?
I would say he had a Hendrix record that was called the Summer of Love Sessions, and I believe it's like one of the most rare Jimi Hendrix records out, and I stole some riffs from there. Yeah. Put it on, like, I used to make these like pause mixtapes from tape decks. So I didn't start off with turntables. I started off with tape decks.
Okay.
And so I used to make these pause mix edit tapes, and that's what I was known for.
Cool.
I was,
And how old were you when you were doing this?
I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a 15-year-old with like 1,000 cassette tapes. And one
cow.
after the other, and hitting the pause button and making loops, and
So how did you move from using the cassette tapes into becoming a turntablist?
Well, I saw Grandmixer DST DJ'd for Herbie Hancock, and they did a song called Rocket, and I saw him live. I think it was on the American Music Awards, and I saw this guy moving a record back and forth, creating these sounds, and I was like, wow, immediately I was like, what is that? It's not a guitar, it's not drums, it's just something from out of this world. And I grew up to like Ultraman and just and Space 1999 and Johnny Sacco and the Flying Robot. So that world kind of like, it connected for me, this guy scratching on the turntables. It was like futuristic. So I got inspired.
So what was the first thing that you did after you heard that sound, where you were like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this?
I started saving my lunch money for my own turntables.
So again with the piggy bank.
Yeah, no doubt. Saved up my lunch money, and then and did other things to collect money to buy turntables. So yeah.
Okay. Now I did a little research, and you are credited with a lot of firsts. Okay, so I'm going to go through your firsts, and you tell me whether it's true or false. All right. I have that you were the first West Coast DJ to win the DJ Battle for World Supremacy in New York City. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Okay. You were a member of the first ever scratch band with DJ Apollo and Qbert.
Yes, true.
Okay. You were the first DJ to win the DMC World DJ Championship 3 times in a row.
Yes, at that point, yes.
Yeah. And you were on the first ever DJ concert DVD, Scratch All the Way Live.
Yes.
Yeah. Have I missed any firsts?
No, I mean,
is that pretty much all of it?
I don't want to I don't want to be self-absorbed, so I really don't.
All right. Well, what do you hope to be your next first? Do you have another first in mind?
I have aspirations on DJing on the Mir space station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at the rate you're going, I think you're probably going to get there.
Well, being Russian, I want to hang out with the Russians, and I want to bring my equipment up there and like do a live feed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be awesome. Maybe land on the moon and do a live feed from there, and do live feeds from other worlds.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go back to the DMC world title. Okay. Why were you winning year after year, do you think?
Well, it was from 92 to 95. Okay. So it was my first title was in New York City. Mm-hmm. So it was the prestigious New Music Seminar.
Yeah.
And that was in 92, and that was a pretty historical battle because I had to battle everybody in the world, basically all the best DJs in the world.
Sure.
And I think that was the most special one because I mean the competition. I mean all the best DJs in the U.S.
Yeah.
amongst all the best DJs in the world. It was tough.
That's pretty heavy.
It was heavy. It was heavy to come out on top of that, and I was like, wow. It was something I just really couldn't grasp.
Yeah, you couldn't even wrap your mind around it.
No. Because, I mean, it was just it was a special moment. And then after that, I teamed up with my crew, and we went in as a team. As a team battle, it was me, Cuber, and Apollo. We won the same year in '92, and the following year, me and Cuber hooked up and we defended our title, and so we won again. So that makes it 3. And then in '95, they asked us to just become judges, and it was I'm just a blessed human being.
Do you miss competing at all?
I did at one point.
Yeah.
But after a while, you grow out of it, and I started making records.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And after that, it's like a stepping stone. With this being in the music industry, you're just trying to find a way to. After a while, of course, it's always for the love, but you got to figure out a way to pay your bills, and we're grown folks now, so
right.
Like, we've managed to turn this whole thing into our own business now. It's like my wife owns our company, DJ agency called Copeland Entertainment, and we're just trying to give other DJs opportunity as well.
Nice. So now it's your turn to be the mentor, right?
Well, I want to give DJs the opportunity to feel what I felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like I've had so many blessings. Yeah. I just want to kind of like give somebody else
Pay it forward
a chance.
A little bit.
Yeah. Because this is out of hand right now for me. It's too much.
Now, how do you feel about judging DJs?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Because you probably feel so attached. You watch them, and it's hard to not watch them and feel yourself in their shoes, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get different styles, and it's just like, how can you compare like a hockey player to a boxer?
Gotcha. So, what criterion do you use when you're judging? What do you do?
Basically, originality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showmanship, of course. As far as like you got to have the sound, but if somebody has a certain look and the way they do it, it's very important.
Like their own personal style.
Yeah. You got to capture an aura. If I see somebody, they have like this aura. I could see an aura, a ring around them or something. It's just like it's very important to have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's technical DJs that are out there that are like technical geniuses, like but they're constantly there. And you can tell they're at this concentrative state, and they're just like
they're in sort of their own little zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you could do that and look and smile and like it's nothing, then
sure,
it's awesome.
It's like it reaches another level. You're adding performance on top of artistry.
Exactly.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
So now, what is the first thing an aspiring DJ can do to get started? So say now some new little Mike is seeing what you do and hearing what you do, and here's the call inside of him, and is saying, him or her, and is saying, this is what I want to do. What would you suggest the first thing he or she needs to do?
Well, it depends on their upbringing.
Right.
My upbringing isn't wasn't an easy one, you know.
Right.
I would say for me, I grew up to all kinds of different music, and you can't just stay in one zone. You gotta venture off into all other regions.
Sure. So expose yourself to as much as you can.
Yes, of course. I mean, I go as far as to listening to Muddy Waters, to Dick Hyman, to John Coltrane, to Thelonious Monk. I mean,
sure.
I mean, for me, I mean, I'm an offspring of those guys. I'm an offspring of John Coltrane, Jimi Hendrix. You know, I'm trying to copy them.
Right.
Really,
Absolutely.
really. So, yeah. So.
Okay, so try to just soak everything up like a sponge.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
try to get as many influences as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For me, I'm always a student. You know, people ask me like, "Why don't you teach?" And whatnot. I don't see myself as a teacher, and I'm more of a student to my own style. So
Right.
I have a lot to learn still.
Well, it's like they say, like the more you learn, or the more you realize you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. The more you realize is out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me, Mike.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Coming